A lot of tanks can't really hold their own. And so they prefer to just tap one crystal at a time so that they don't get overwhelmed by ads, which I understand. I get that. But if the crystals do all break, you should still brace yourself as a tank. It depends on the type of group you're running with. If you're running with some really good players, they don't care that all of the crystals broke anyway. Now, you can one by one them crystals, but if you hit the crystal that got Harley in it, all of the enemies are going to come out. Why don't y'all? We'll try not to get frustrated. If we run this every day and we see the mechanics every day, you should know that once you open up the crystal that has the boss, all of the crystals break and all of the ads just come out together. And then you get a tank talking about one crystal at a time. Well, bitch, you open up the motherfucking crystal that had the boss in it. So now they're all out here. Talking about some one at a time. What the fuck are you talking about? It don't matter if we open the crystals one at a time or if we release all them bitches at one time. As a tank, figure it the fuck out. Shit not gonna go your way all the time. You have to learn how to adjust. He really left the group talking about break one crystal at a time. Boy, if you don't fucking grab them ads and shut your bitch ass up, that is so crazy. Whining about some damn ads coming out. Are you kidding me? Sometimes you do have to take it one crystal at a time. But as a tank, you need to brace yourself for impact. Because all them bitches just might goddamn come out all at the same time. What you gonna do? Sit up and cry about it? Hold them. That's your job. Now you want to yell at the rest of the group because you don't want to do your job? Switch your roles in. Crying ass. Want to cry about some shit you supposed to be doing. That is so crazy. Mad at the rest of the fucking group because you have to tank. Boy, if you don't grab them fucking ads, talking about one crystal at a time, and he the one breaking them hoes. You broke the crystal the boss was in. Isn't that crazy? He broke the crystal the boss was in, hence releasing the rest of the ads, breaking the rest of the crystals. And then he leaves the group as if we did something. Just so y'all know, hell. Maybe this will learn somebody something. You break that fucking boss crystal, they all come out. Period. I just wanted to say that. In the Zamaron alert, when you go in and you hit those crystals, if you hit the boss crystal, all of them crystals are going to pop and all of those ads are going to come out. And your job as the tank is to get aggro on the boss and pull those fucking ads. So you need to be holding and pulling everything. All of the enemies in the room need to be on you. And you don't jump into the instance and stay at the door because everybody else needs to get into the room. And they shouldn't have to be crisscrossing around the enemy trying to find a safe space. You, as the tank, you should be creating a safe space for the rest of the group members. Move the ads away from the door so everybody else can get in and position themselves to get busy. Don't tank at the door, especially when there are crystals at the door. Go into the room and brace yourself. Be ready. Sometimes everything happens all at once, and you need to be able to gain control of the room. You are a tank. That is your job. We shouldn't have to try to make it easier for you because you are uncomfortable in your position. Switch your power. You don't tank at the door with the rest of the group. You go into the room, give everybody else space to safely come into the door without getting their ass beat. That's why you don't tank at the door. That's why when I walk into an instance, I always go in and pull ads to me inward into the room to give everybody else a chance to come into the room without getting their ass beat. Because when you come into the room, there are crystals to your left and your right there at the door. So if those crystals break and the boss comes out, or if ads come out, they're going to hit whoever is closest to them. Now, as a tank, you should be able to try to pull as fast as you can, but sometimes you don't be quick enough. Understood. The safest thing to do is give yourself space to be able to pull away from the door because your group members are at the door. Give them some space, like create the space in the room. Whenever I run on my alt, I always get tanks that don't like to tank. They just want to press buttons, get aggro on one boss, and that's it. And even when they're doing that, somehow they still be doing that poorly. Even with just one boss, they still be going down. It's like there aren't any ads in the room. You're only responsible for this one boss, and you still getting your ass beat. It's like, oh, it's too many ads. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, cool. No ads. We got rid of the ads. Now you just focus on the boss. Oh, it's the boss is just this. Just switch your power. If you're too overwhelmed by being a tank, if tanking is too overwhelming for you, then switch your power because tanking, it gets really sweaty sometimes. It gets very hectic because you're responsible for everybody else in the room. It's a lot going on sometimes. Sometimes it's not going to just be easy, a little pull, a little taunt, everything. Sometimes it ain't all unicorns and rainbows. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes these instances are, and sometimes it depends on the people who you're in a group with. Sometimes people make it hard. The instance isn't hard, but you have a low level DPS and you're like, oh my God, if they get hit, they're going to die. Sometimes you have a healer and they're low level or they don't have a lot of skill points. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't have a troll, so you have to try to manage your mana. It's just sometimes as a tank, it's a lot going on. It's a lot to handle. Everybody cannot tank. And I know there are people who be like, oh, it's so easy. It's not easy for for some people. It's like, you know, they really overwhelmed and having a hard time as a tank. Tanking is not for everybody, just like healing isn't for everybody. I'm not a healer. I'm never a healer in any game that I play. I avoid healing at all costs. But tanking is just the right amount of chaos for me. I love it. But if you're scary, switch your power. Because one thing we don't need is a scary ass tank. You scared to even approach the boss. You scared to get hit. How you a tank and you scared to get hit? Hello? That's the job description. For you to get your ass beat. You're getting hit. You're getting beat up. That's the job. That's the contract. That's the job you applied for. But y'all are really killing me with that one by one shit. When all of the crystals break, the tank dies, and then the tank is attacking everybody else. Like, oh, stop hitting the crystals. It's like, well, we've been with this Zamaron alert for a while now. And so I feel like everybody should kind of like be bracing for impact. Not even just the tank. Because on this character, when I'm in DPS role, I be blocking for my damn life. I know this bitch squishy. I put a little shield on and block until the tank gains control of the room. I don't mind holding block. I don't give a damn about being top damage. I'm holding block because I know it gets hectic. Zamaron gets hectic. I expect it. I expect that. So I act accordingly. People go into Zamaron every day, and every time they go into that alert, they're like, oh no, the crystals broke. What? Of course they broke. Like, y'all don't understand the mechanics yet? We do this every day. You don't get it yet? Be for real. Regardless to whether all of those crystals break or not, you should be ready to pull just in case. It shouldn't matter whether all of them damn crystals break or not. He mad because he had to do his job as a tank and pull ads. If you need a healer, just say that. Switch your settings so that you get paired with a healer or pull a healer from LFG. But don't make it everybody else's problem because you don't want to tank.